This is Kcal News, Los Angeles.
Every day, our President Joe Biden fights for the American people, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for his service to our nation.
A day after President Biden announced he's ending his re-election run, support is growing for Vice President Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee. Welcome to Kcal News here at noon and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Jasmine Veal. These are some fast-moving developments on this Monday. Vice President Harris gaining support and campaign cash following Sunday's announcement that President Biden will not seek re-election. Let's get to the latest now from Kcal's Nicole Skenga, who is in the nation's capital. Nicole.
Jasmine, good to be with you. It's not just prominent Democratic leaders that are backing Vice President Harris's bid, but also slates of state delegates ahead of the DNC, the Democratic National Convention. And just moments ago, we learned that Wisconsin and Florida state delegates from the Democratic Party have been added to that growing list.
Vice President Kamala Harris paid tribute to President Biden in her first public appearance since his momentous decision not to seek re-election and Harris's subsequent decision to enter the race.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
In a letter posted online, he wrote, "It is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." Shortly after, the president endorsed Harris, and a growing list of Democrats followed suit.
She has been a strong leader on the national stage. She is someone that's going to be a unique candidate when she goes up against Donald Trump.
Harris can't officially become the nominee until more than 4,600 Democratic National Convention delegates have their say. An open convention is still possible next month if there are challengers.
There's no coronation. There's going to be a process. But look, part of the process is getting endorsements, getting the delegates.
Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas said it was no coincidence Biden waited until right after the Republican National Convention to step aside.
The Democrats timed this announcement to try to counteract any bounce that comes out of the convention.
Harris's campaign says it took in nearly $50 million from grassroots supporters Sunday. That's the biggest fundraising total for any candidate this year.
And Democratic National Convention delegates could formally nominate Vice President Harris as soon as August 1st. Party leaders were already planning to hold a virtual roll call in order to abide by state ballot access laws. Jasmine.
Well, Nicole, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, calling for President Biden to resign immediately, though, saying that if he is not fit to run for re-election, he's not fit to remain in office. So we know the president's in Delaware still recovering from COVID. Is there any indication of even what's ahead this week?
Yeah, Speaker Mike Johnson is just part of a chorus of Republican leaders who are calling on the president to step down. But in his letter to America, President Biden committed to serving out his term. And just moments ago, a White House spokesperson pushing back on Speaker Johnson's statement, saying Biden, quote, looks forward to finishing his term and delivering more historic results for the American people.
About 100 days until the big election. All right, Nicole, thank you so much. The Democratic National Convention's Rules Committee, which helps oversee the presidential nomination process, will hold a meeting on Wednesday to discuss the path forward. The committee's co-chairs say it is the panel's responsibility to implement a framework to select a new nominee, which they say will be open, transparent, comprehensive, fair, and orderly. You can watch that meeting, which will be streamed live on the DNC's YouTube page. Former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, has now endorsed Vice President Harris for president, saying Harris has her enthusiastic support. She joins L.A. Mayor Karen Bass, Governor Gavin Newsom, and California Attorney General Rob Bonta, who have all pledged to support Harris. Of course, we have more coverage ahead of the fallout from President Biden's decision not to seek re-election. That's ahead. We have reaction from both U.S. voters as well as